Hello, everybody. This is Max Désir with S.T.A.R Production, spiritually trained and renewed productions. Today, I have the honor, the distinguished pleasure to have with me the one and only Mr. Everett W Miller. How are you, sir?
Thank you. I'm glad to. You're the one of the first people to actually get the middle initial in there, the W. So thank you. Glad to be with you, buddy.
I am happy to have you in the S.T.A.R Production studio today.
Yeah.
I have been looking forward to this interview.
I've been looking forward to it as well.
And I know the people's out there, they just want to know more and more and more.
Well, praise God.
So to get started, why don't you tell us, who's Everett?
Who is Everett? Well, let's see. Everett W Miller. I would say that I am first of all, a God-fearing man who is a father, first of all, and let's see, a brother, a son, minister of the gospel. Also, I would say I do music. I'm a worship leader, worship artist, blessed to travel the world and sharing the gospel of Jesus. And if anything, I would just say I'm just ambassador for God.
Nice, very nice.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of musicians don't consider themselves, a lot of gospel artists, musicians, they're not seeing themselves as ministers.
Wow.
And when you said that, it allowed me to think a few things about the things I've seen throughout the years. Why do you think so many gospel artists out there see themselves more as performers than ministers? Of course, they are performing, but I think for whatever reason, a lot of time they're not understanding that somebody's being edified by this, somebody's being blessed by this. Why do you think that is? What do you think they get
I
that
just
from?
believe it's just influenced by the business itself. As an artist, it's a business. It is marketing, it's production, it's you are a brand. So as a brand, a lot of times, sometimes the ministry part is sort of becomes minimized. And so if anything, we need the image. We need how you look, how you portray yourself, and then less the ministry part. However, even though they may want to get away from the whole thing of ministry, it just automatically happens. Anyway, it automatically happens. I've seen many artists, perform and get on stage, and people know their lyrics, know their words, and people are crying, and they're just completely free from some of the lyrics, and ministry just takes place. The artists begin to just really flow in the ministry of God, and lives are changed. So as much as we want to run away from that, it happens. It just automatically happens.
I agree. When did you start singing?
Wow. I've been singing, I would say, a long time. Since I was a little kid. I come from a family that sings. My mother's family sing. So my mom taught us, me and my two sisters, at a very young age to sing. So I would say my first solo would be around age 7.
Wow.
At church. I remember the song very clear. It was It's Almost Midnight, talking about the coming of God. He's coming back one day. And the song for a 7-year-old, I didn't know what I was talking about. It's almost midnight. What do you mean it's almost midnight? But it was fun. It was that's sort of like my debut as a singer at my church. But before that, I was always singing. My mom taught me and my sisters harmonize and sing, and she really pushed us to the front. We sometimes was her backup singers, even as little kids in church. She would lead the songs, and she would have us as doing 3-part harmony behind her. So from a very young age.
Did that come naturally for you, singing and being able to harmonize?
It did. Again, it's a very strong gift, I could say. I praise God for it in my mother's family. Not just my mom's family, even my dad sings on his side. So I think we couldn't get away from it. We just couldn't get away from it at all. But yeah, it's a natural thing. Even though I studied music as well in school, but it was Always, from a child, I just love music. I just love music. Music is always around us. My mom and dad had a record store when I was a kid, so I got to listen to R&B and gospel, just variety of music because they had a record store. They would bring artists in town, and so I got to really experience all of that. So at a young age. So,
Wow.
yeah.
When did you discover that this was a gift and you can use it to edify other people? At what point in your singing career did you this actually stood out for you that you could actually bless people with this?
I would say at age 13, I would say for me, around in my teenage years, that's when I gave my life to Christ at 13. Even though I was in church before that, when I decided I wanted him for myself, I wanted to get to know him for myself. I wanted him into my life. Yes, he's in my dad's life. Yes, he's in my mother's life. But when I had my own experience, is when I said, wow. And as I was singing, it was a difference in my singing. And people would come to me when I was 13. Wow, you blessed me. You really encouraged me. I can move on. I can get through this week. And when I would hear those kind of testimonies at a young age, it just really let me know that this is something I really want to do. And so my dad and mom, they had me, as a worship leader and at a young age directing the choir. So it just felt right. It felt like that was just what God called me to do. At a young
Isn't
age.
it always funny how there are things we do because our parents, they push us into them.
Yes.
And then when we discover what it means for ourselves, suddenly we don't need anybody to push us anymore.
We don't.
How, not how, but rather, how, I guess it is how. How does a song or a lyric come to you?
With me, when it comes to a song or a lyric, I would say a vision, first of all. Usually when I write, if I am having to write, if I feel, it's always a vision of what the message I want to come across, what I want to come across. If it's about love, I have a vision about love.
Yeah.
And so it starts off with a vision and then it goes into a melody. I'm more of a melody type person. God will give me a melody way quicker than the lyrics. Sometimes I still need help with lyrics. And so I'm grateful to be in Nashville. This is the home of the writers, So I was grateful to team up with people like Keith Barrett Jr., who wrote my first project, and team up with these people as God give me a vision. Sometimes I was like, Keith, I have a vision, and this is what I see, and this is what I want. This is what I want to come across. And by giving that, then we come together, and then the lyrics come, and the words come, and the melody come, and then there's a song.
Wow.
So, yeah.
What is it like working with other talented people to bring one product together?
It is an awesome thing. I love behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
This is the behind the scenes is just the writing, coming together, having brunch, having lunch, having dinner, and just writing, it's a fun, I love that experience. I love going into the studio. I love, completely singing the wrong parts. They're saying, do it 100 times, the whole work of it, the masterpiece of, the work of it is fun to me.
Yeah.
So, collaborating with talented people. Keith Barrett Jr. is, again, my writer, also co-writer, and then one of the producers that helped produce my music is Ron Rawls, which is an awesome Dove Award winner, Grammy Award winner producer, and they push me. Being from a small town in Illinois, sometimes you think you're the stuff, because in the small town you're the stuff.
Yeah.
But then when you move to the city, and you're the whole city is full of talent, so full of artists, so much talent that you really have to squeak it up a little bit, tune it up a little bit, learn as much as you can. So what I've been doing is learning, and it's just sharpening me. Iron sharpens iron, so it's sharpening me, being with these writers and musicians, singers. Again, there's singers all over the city, all over this country that I've learned so much from. So I'm humbled to be around them.
I'm so glad you mentioned learning, and I think that's one of the reasons why the ministry's name is S.T.A.R. S.T.A.R. Generation is the other side of what we do. S.T.A.R. Productions is we do all the production stuff, but S.T.A.R. stands for spiritually trained and renewed. And so the idea is that God gives every one of us a talent.
Yes,
But those of us who actually excel are those of us who are actually continuing to learn.
that's right. That's right.
So, do you find it important, as an artist who's gifted in singing, obviously, to keep on learning? Does that help you perform better,
Yes.
help you be better?
That's right.
Is that
It is. I think as an artist, I think that's the number one agenda. The number one duty is to learn and continue to learn. Never stop learning. Always stay in that humble place where you can always learn from the other artists. I still like to watch Fred Hammond. I still love watching Israel Houghton. I still love watching the new artists, Travis Green, and Travis Green and. Just the Hillsong worship. I learn and I study from these people, and I even the Luther Vandross. Just how can you get on the stage by yourself? Really, you have your backup singers. You don't need choreography, flat foot, and to sing the song, and the whole crowd loves it. You learn from that. It's a craft, and so you never stop learning. And for me, I never want to stop. I don't care when I say 80 years old, 90 years old, I want to keep learning. Again, it just makes you better. It just makes you better.
this journey for you? Are there ups and downs in this journey?
Oh yes, ups and downs in the music for sure. I did my first project a few years ago, and just the whole behind the scenes. It was fun, but this is some work involved. There's money that's involved. There's marketing that's involved, and sometimes it can be discouraging because there's so many people doing the same thing you're doing that sometimes it can maybe overlooked, or sometimes people don't really like it, and certain people you want to appreciate it, maybe they're not the ones appreciating it. So your feelings are hurt at times, and you have to have thick skin in this thing. You have to know what God has given you is what He's given you. And then on the personal side, when you're on the front line of music and ministry, you have personal things that goes on in your life. Me personally, I had divorce, and I have 2 children, help raising, and there's the struggle of that, and just trying to balance music, ministry, being a parent, being a divorced parent, the hurt of all that are involved in that. There's a lot of hurt that was involved. So with that, you just have to just learn to continue. First of all, Lord, I need you. First of all, in all of it, Lord, I need you. I need your strength in everything that I do. So is it hard at times? Yes. You feel sometimes you're by yourself? Yes. And sometimes the enemy want to make you think you're by yourself. And then you begin to share and start talking to other people, other artists, other ministers, and a lot of them we all have the same issues or struggles or obstacles. And then you learn that you can have accountability people that can pray with you, people that can push you through, and say you're not by yourself, and keep on keeping on. And okay, yeah, you've been in that pity party too long, get up, because I've been through the pity party. I mean, I've been through it, but I thank God for parents that are ministers and friends that just love me just because they love me. And they say, Everett, come on, okay, you've been pitiful long enough, get on up. And I appreciate it, I really do. Yeah.
Listen, are there any drama between gospel artists?
Well, I have been blessed to say this. I have been blessed to experience being part of the music industry, I guess you would say, for a few years, and get to learn behind the scenes things. Got to meet so many different artists. Just like anything, just like working at insurance and working at the car wash, wherever, there's going to be drama, no matter where you are, And yes, there's drama in gospel, there's drama in secular, there's this drama because everyone have their different personalities, and they all have their different visions. So sometimes in that, there's going to be some conflict, okay? And you got to just have wisdom. I think just how to deal with that, and again, trying to find that common ground of why we're doing what we're doing, and why we're here together, why we're on stage together, or whatever it may be. But yeah, there could be some drama.
And the reason I asked that is because, throughout my years traveling as a minister, I have met some divas
Yeah, I bet.
worship leaders in my lifetime. You know, for whatever reason, they just there's a place that people go sometimes where the gift has been so good to them that they're no longer relying on God to edify people. Because I think one of the things that God does, people don't realize it, when God gifts you with something, He doesn't take it away because you mess up.
That's right.
You're still gifted.
You're still gifted.
You may be out of character, but you're still gifted.
Yeah.
So a lot of people, I think sometimes I would meet those divas where they're so gifted that they're treating people wrong. They're having attitude with people, and you know, they're giving you mouths, and then seconds later they're about to hit the stage. So that's why I even asked that. When you see those characters, how do you deal with them? When you see those people, obviously
I'm gonna be honest.
think a little too high of themselves.
My feelings has been hurt sometimes just by some people I have looked up to or really admired, and to see some of that. But I do realize that we all are human, right? And there is a human side of us, and as they're gifted and they can sing and God has blessed them with gifts, but there is a side of us, there's a still human side that we all have to come to God about, right? And so I now look at them as, oh, you know what? God bless them. They're human. That is an area that they may want to work on, you know, because I still got some areas I still have to work on.
Absolutely.
So with that, there can be very diva-ish and high demanding behind the scenes. And it's sometimes shocking to see the demand, how artists are behind the scenes. But remember, it is a business and it is an industry. So when you have people that are in the industry pumping you up and they are telling you are a star, sometimes you sort of lose focus of really your original purpose of what you're doing, because you have people praising you. You have people saying you are great, and it becomes the thing about you, and then you sort of lose the focus of Him. And so if you're not careful, you got to have people around you that's always going to bring you back down. I thank God for family to say so.
Amen to that.
You know, like, hey, Everett, you have not arrived, buddy. You know, who do you think you are?
Yeah.
You know, I appreciate that. Just that in itself, this family and friends and people that are very close to me, they will just be very honest and say, so
they'll keep you grounded.
Keep you grounded.
You know, I'm so happy to say that. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll go out a week and preach somewhere, and everybody's like, "Oh man, great preacher."
Yeah.
And as soon as I walk into the house, my wife says, "Take out the trash, please."
Yes, take out the trash.
I'm like,
The
"What?
reality.
Take out the trash. I'm like,
Yes.
oh yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
Yes.
Remind me.
Yes.
On the business side of things, you got a young Everett out there, and he thinks he can sing, and people tells him he can sing, and it's been confirmed a few times by people who know music, but he has no idea how to start in this whole industry.
Yeah.
Because when I started in the entertainment industry as an actor and model, I had nobody to guide me.
You.
So I made all my mistakes by myself, and I'm building the book on that to help the next guy, not having to make the mistakes I made.
Yes.
So the young guy that's looking at you right now, and he has no idea how to get signed, how to put his music out there,
Yes.
how to have somebody take him seriously. What are you telling this guy right now?
Well, the cool thing about this day and age, for that new artist who really believes in their music, with social media, they really need to take advantage of that social media thing. To get a following, get people that really believe in them. You know, stay consistent on YouTube. Stay consistent on Facebook.
Consistency is
Stay
important.
consistent, you know, on Instagram. Stay consistent, and then the more and more they stay consistent, the more followers they will receive. This is the new way of an industry. Back in the day, they just really had to just get demo tapes and go to different showcases, and which that's still very important to do different showcases all over the country. And get to network with the radio people, network with the people like Bobby Jones or people that are with TBN. Try to network. Get you a team of people that sort of believe in that vision that you have, and then people that also are some door openers, people that can know how to get some doors open. You have to team up with those people that can do that for you. But again, start off with just that following with your social media. Start off with people saying they like what you're doing. They like your music. They're following you. More and more people, more and more followers, the more they'll share your music, the more they'll share your stuff on their page. And then before you know it, then the industry is saying, who is this person? This person has 100,000 followers. What's going on? Who are they? Let's go to see one of their performances. Before you know it, they are a hit. And then they find themselves, signed with a record label. But stay consistent in their church though. That's the number one thing. Be that worship leader at your church where you're not the star, you're just the worship leader. Do the things you have to do at your local home church. Try to do some more homeless shelter stuff. Do some things in the community to keep yourself grounded. So as your followers are building, you're building the following, you have a good balance of it all. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm a young artist. Obviously, I don't know who the haters are, who the heavy hitters are, who could actually change my career. How do I research them? Do I Google certain names and find out their address and send demo tape there besides social media?
Right. What I did was I went to different workshops, where these heavy hitters were. And from that, I got to really network with some of these heavy hitters. And the good thing about Nashville, the heavy hitters are everywhere. So they're just anywhere where you can just slip a CD in their hand, or hey, here's my card, check this out. I just say that they just need to go to these different showcases all over the country. There's one, I know Dr. Jones has a retreat he's going to have in October. Bobby Jones is having one in October. These new artists need to be there. You have Teresa Hairston. She's an awesome heavy hitter in the worship. She has a worship conference. I believe that Vashawn Mitchell is now going to be spearheading that. They have all these industry people there, and that's a good time to sort of network. Stellar Awards in Vegas. That is a huge thing where a lot of artists come and they showcase their music. Even the Dove Awards here in Nashville. This is their time to showcase their music. They go to the different promoters, gospel promoters, and say, hey, can I be on your showcase? As they are on the showcase, more artists are seeing them, more industry people are seeing them, and then they find themselves with a big following, or they find themselves getting support. They'll find that heavy hitter saying, I saw you on the stage at Urban Soul Cafe. And by seeing Urban Soul Cafe, now they're having a bigger platform.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So somebody's watching you right now. They have no idea who this guy is.
Yeah.
Tell them a little bit about your career, songs you have out there, and then also tell them how do they follow you, like you, get in touch with you. So tell them about your career a little bit.
Okay. Well, my career is, wow. I only have one project so far. Working on a second project, but my first project is called Created to Worship. And it's Everett W Miller, Created to Worship. They can find that on iTunes. They can find it on Amazon. They can find it all download. Anywhere you can download music, you can find it there. It is a worship project. It's more of a contemporary Christian style worship project. It's an EP. It's about 6 songs on the project. And again, it's a fun project. One song that really became popular on the radio and people began to really sing it and really enjoy it was a song called Our God. And it is a powerful song that most of the time if I go anywhere to perform or sing or minister, that's the song they want me to sing. Could you sing Our God? And so that's one of the popular songs. It's been a blessing. As I'm an independent artist, so I'm not a signed artist or anything like that. But I sort of did this all on my own vision because this is what I wanted to do. And so it appeared that I had some backing and I had a record company behind me, but it was just a vision of mine. And so that means I had to team up with people to help me make this vision come across. And with that, I've been able to sing all over the country and sharing the gospel with this project. So I'm working on a new project. I'm actually going to the studio next week to start my new project. But this new project is called the Believers Project. That's what I'm calling it. And the reason I'm calling that is because Everett Miller, Everett W Miller, look at me. Everett W Miller. I've been blessed to, years ago when I was in my early 20s, I got to travel the world with a group called Up With People, which is not a religious group at all. It is a non-religious group, but it's an international cast of people that got to travel the world and really share different styles of music. So with me having that taste of that, I really want to bring that to gospel. I know there's other artists that are doing that, but this new project, I really would like a taste of Caribbean, a taste of African, a taste of Hillsong style, CCM, a taste of that good old church and gospel, just a variety for the believers, because I don't like to be put in a box.
Yes.
I love all styles of music. So even the R&B style gospel, I love it all. So I really want it to work together to make the Believers Project. So that's what we're working on now.
All right. So let's go back to your first project.
Okay.
What would you say, and I think I kind of heard it, what's your favorite song in there, if you have a favorite?
Wow, that's hard. That is hard, because each song was birthed and it was through vision. So with my brother Keith, goodness. Right now, the favorite is a song called Love. I'm Glad I Have Your Love. It's a sort of a ballad, sort of gives you almost a Luther Vandross song to God. It's a beautiful song. But one of the songs I would say that's sort of popular right now, for the last couple of years actually, is a song called Our God. And it's a praise and worship song unto God. It gives a good drive. It really pumps it up, and people love it. So as soon as I heard that song, I knew that was going to be the one I want to release first to the radio. And so I would say Our God, but all the songs, the title of the project is called Created to Worship. So we do have a title track called Created to Worship. And that song, oh my goodness, it is, I would say it is my favorite song. It is my favorite song, Created to Worship.
Before we end, maybe two more questions,
Okay.
since we're getting close to our time.
Okay.
The joy you've had and the bad times you've had, have you been able to birth song out of them?
Yes, definitely. Even now, there's a song that I'm about to record actually next week, and it is birthed through, I would say, it's about my children, and it's a song as a father would give to his child, words of wisdom, because your kids are not going to always be in your home. So with that, that is the next song that I'm recording is a song unto my children, and it's again, through divorce and through things that sometimes can separate us from seeing each other every day, I'm still a father. So with that, it's a song sort of speaking wisdom to my children, speaking life, and letting them know that, in this life, there's going to be some heartache, there's going to be some pain, but to hold on to God's hand, He'll never let you down. And so songs are definitely birthed through experiences. And so with that, I just told my co-writer Keith, I said, man, sort of going through some things right now. My kids are going to be gone, and I'm a little sad, I'm a little hurt, I'm a little broken by all of it. And with that, I just feel like I need to give them something before I don't get to see them every day like I used to. I need to give them something that they can always remember, and so this song birthed from that. And it's I cannot wait for everyone to hear that song and experience it, because there's a surprise. I'm not going to say what the surprise is yet, but there's a surprise in this song. So, yeah.
Wow. What drives you? What keeps you going as a man, an artist? What is it, that thing that makes you wake up in the morning and say, it's another day, I got to go and do my thing?
I don't know. I get to say life itself. I'm just grateful for life. I'm grateful for another day. I'm grateful just to see another day, Again, my kids are my hope and my joy. I love them so much. So they drive me very much so. And just again, life. I go to work, and my coworkers. I work a 9 to 5 too. So my coworkers, they're like, "Can you come in always full of life, always want to make people laugh?" I like to see people happy.
Yes.
I like to see people. I may be going through some things personally myself, but to see somebody else smile, it just blesses me. It blesses me to see that maybe they were having a rough day. I even use social media for that too. Sometimes I just want to just encourage people. So life itself, and just to bring life to somebody else, that drives me. That drives me. Yes.
Wow. As we're concluding, tell us again about your social network. Give us the names of them, and also tell us where we can purchase. I'm problem with that word.
Okay,
purchase. The curse of multi-language.
Right.
Multi-language person. Where we can purchase your CD or music.
Okay. Social media. Everett W Miller. All they have to do is look up Everett W Miller. I'm the only Everett W Miller when it comes to Instagram, when it comes to Facebook, Twitter. Everett W Miller is. Just pull that up in each of those, and you'll find me, Everett W Miller, the artist. I'm not a Snapchat person. I'm a little older, so I'm still trying to figure the Snapchat out, and I just feel a little lost in that. So I'm gonna have to have some social media friends.
Maybe we're in the same boat here.
Yeah.
For me, I just don't see the purpose for me using it.
Yeah, there's no purpose for me.
So, but hey, nothing wrong if you got Snapchat.
Right.
It's your thing,
Hey, that's your thing. Now, I'm an old guy, so I do Marco Polo. That's just for my kids, though. That's hey kids, how are you? Type of thing. But when it comes to them finding me, though, they would find me on Facebook for sure. That's one of my main. I have a artist page, Everett W Miller. Everett, okay, and then W Miller, and I also have my personal page, and I accept everybody on my personal page. I just feel like, hey, some people are like, well, certain people I do not accept because you already see that this. If you allow it, it may be something else going on. It may not be the right person. Like something's going to happen with this acceptance. So you have to be careful with that. But yeah, they can find me on Everett. They can find it on Facebook and also Instagram, Everett W Miller, and Twitter, Everett W Miller.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, man, before I let you go, this question just popped up. I'll ask you, what is it like growing up a pastor's kid?
Wow. The pressure of being
perfection out of you
at all the time.
So for all the PKs out there, please.
I actually enjoyed it though. I enjoy being a pastor kid. We start off at a very small church. My dad started and my mom started in their living room. Just that whole thing of like, what's going on, And then again, as the church grows and grows and grows, people sort of look at the pastor's kids as, like, you listen to R&B? I mean, how could you? Or you're the pastor kid, or you dance? I mean, I come from some a very sometimes interesting background, but it has been a joy though. It's been a joy to see my dad, to see my mom, how they have consistently been great ministers in my hometown community of Danville, Illinois. They have consistently been that and talking about servants, if anything, as a pastor kid, I learned what it really means to be a servant. And these people, my parents, they serve the community, and there's no string attached. They just want to give. Yes. And they that's really what their heart is. So I've learned a lot from that. And there was days where we didn't want to be the pastor kids. We just wanted to have a normal life, dad, because you have to share. You have to share with the congregation. You're not the only kids. The pastor has the whole congregation sort of like his kids, where he has to make sure everyone is good. So sometimes there was times we were like, Dad, what about us? Mom, what about us? But we learned to share. So, and in that I have so many good brothers and sisters because of that.
Yes. Was there an expectation on you to be a preacher, speaker?
Yes. And the awesome thing is I am a speaker.
Yeah.
I am a preacher. Not because my dad or my mom or But even though my grandfather was a preacher, my grandmother was a preacher, now my dad was a preacher, and so I ran for years saying I'm not a preacher. That's what my dad is. But as in my early 20s, I did accept that calling as well, and I did a lot of work with youth, doing ministry with youth. So I don't really run from that anymore. So I'm comfortable with that, with being a minister, a preacher. I actually want to even go back to even the school to even finish up some more, some school. I'll get a degree and going back to school to finalize the whole ordination of it all.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Everett, we gotta have you coming back to talk some more
I'll be happy to come back.
us and talk to our audience. Let somebody know out there what this whole life that you're living is all about. If they have something very similar, they can learn from it.
I hope so.
Any last word to somebody who's listening to you right now, and whatever comes to your heart, to your mind, anything you want to say to them?
I want to say that no matter how hard or how dark it may be, you're going to come out of it. That's the bottom line. There's that saying, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. There really is a light. The light is Jesus Christ. So I want you to know that you're going to get through it, no matter what it is. I'm a living witness. I've been through some things that it seemed like it was a dead end. It felt like a dead end, like it was not going to lift. But with hope in God and with hope in Jesus, I begin to know that I can get out of the situation. And I got out of it. I'm so grateful today. You're going to make it. Just hold on and you just continue to find people that are positive in your life. Continue to surround yourself with people that are positive, people that are going to speak life into you instead of continue to speak darkness to you. People that's going to speak positive things into your life. Surround yourself with those kind of people, and you will find yourself coming from the deep ground, the deep parts of the earth, and coming up to the surface and even up even higher. So I love you, and just stay encouraged.
Wow. That is a powerful, powerful word. All right, if you would tell us one more time, where are you on social media, how people can reach you on social media, follow you, and also any websites, and finally, tell us where we can get your music.
Okay. Well, they can find me on social media, Facebook. Just type in Everett W Miller, and I believe I'm one of the only Everett W Millers out there. So Everett, Everett W Miller, and that's Facebook. Same thing with Instagram, Everett W Miller, and then also with Twitter, Everett W Miller. I would love to have you follow me. It would be a blessing to have you follow me. I have you follow me. I have a music page on Facebook, Everett W Miller, and I also have a personal page. And I would love to have you on both pages. So please follow me. It's a blessing to hear, just to follow you guys, just to see what's going on with the people that listen to my music, and that's a really blessing. Also, you can go to my website, everettwmiller.com. That's everettwmiller.com, and you will my website is available. It gives you just sort of my agenda, where I'm going to be, some music video, a couple music videos, some blogging. So definitely go to the website.
Is that a good place to purchase your music on the website?
On the website, it actually gives you a few links to Amazon, and it gives you iTunes and all those nice little places where you can download music. And I appreciate that if you can download the music. It truly is a blessing to get that support. So yes, they can definitely do that.
Absolutely. Well, I completely encourage you to support this man. He's doing something of quality. And go to his website and get you the music. We want to thank you today for joining us with S.T.A.R Productions, Spiritually Trained and Renewed Productions. I'm Max Désir. My wonderful guest today is Mr. Everett W Miller. We want to thank you for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
And we would love to have you back again.
I look forward to the next time.
Now, as we're concluding, I got a challenge for you. Are you good with pool? Table?
Yeah. Mhm.
All right, so I got a pool table here.
Okay.
I promise you I'm gonna whoop you.
Brother, I'm sorry. It's on.
It's
I
on?
got you, man.
All right, bring it. Come
Come
on.
on, let's bring it.